Hello, everybody. Welcome to Average Guy Opinions. I'm your average guy, John Corelli. Today, this is episode 111. I am this is really kind of a part 4 to 420. I was kind of hoping to hit upon this. I was hoping the trial of Derek Chauvin would be over, and it is, and I hoped that he would be found guilty, and he was. But I want to talk about some more stuff about 420 also. But let's talk about that, and then I'll finish up with another thing that happened today at work. But this is the two are not related, but the only thing they have in common is that they both happen on 420. So yet another historic thing has happened on 420, like I was talking about in the last 3 episodes. Whether it's weed legalization, I know that didn't happen on 420, but the 420 is always the mantra for marijuana, and of course Hitler's birthday and Columbine, and now finally something, in my opinion, good happened on 420. Derek Chauvin has been found guilty of all 3 counts: second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter, I believe. I don't know how you get all 3 of those. I really don't know how law works. I don't know why you can have 2 different counts that have the same result, but I'm not worried about it. They are saying on the news that he will be he will be sentenced in about 8 weeks. That is also part of the justice system. Let's see how harshly he's sentenced. I imagine he will spend the rest of his life in prison. People are celebrating, I'm sure, but people are also very cautiously optimistic, as they have been and should be. Will this lead to wholesale changes in our justice system from top to bottom? Maybe. I'm not very positive about it. I'm doubtful, to be frank. Unfortunately, I share this home, as you guys know, with my 23-year-old who has autism, and my 16-year-old who is just a news junkie, Twitter junkie, but you get a lot of news that way. And he said literally, he's like, that's nice, this guy that did something on film that should have been a murder, that he got convicted of murder. That's great. But he said literally, as the verdict was being read, cops shot a 15-year-old girl in Columbus, Ohio. So the problem is literally persisting as these trials are going on, and as these verdicts are being read. We know that we had the Dante Wright also happened in Minneapolis, in the greater Minneapolis area, just a week ago, maybe. So it's going on in the same cities that these changes are trying to be made. We need a lot of changes. We need to. I know people hear the word defund and they like to use it as a knee-jerk reaction, but we do need to demilitarize the police. If things are at that scope or that danger level, that's when you call in the National Guard, if it's really necessary. You have a taser, you have a gun, you have a billy club, you have mace, most likely, or pepper spray. You have communications for backup. You have all the cards are stacked in the cop's favor. I'm not going to say it's an easy job. Never have, never will. But I'm also going to say you volunteered for that job. So, I go and do my work. My job's not easy. I'm not nearly as dangerous as being a cop, I admit. But I go and I work with special needs kids every day, and they can be difficult. And sometimes I complain about it. But if I put a kid in a hold and he died, what would be expected? What would be expected? That I should rot in prison, and that should happen. Anyway, so also my son told me, Logan, 16-year-old, told me he saw, I forgot who put it out, it was the Pew Institute, or one of those institutes that has a lot of facts and figures. And so, I think in the last 8 years, 8 cops have been convicted of murder or manslaughter that have killed civilians. In that time, 16,000 civilians have died at the hands of the police. So we're talking 1 in 2,000. So, and we're not saying that every one of those 16,000 people was innocent, but we've seen it, right, guys? We've seen it. We've seen James Holmes here in Colorado, a shooting I didn't want to bring up because it didn't happen on 420, but it was absolutely horrific. It's the famous Aurora Theater shooting, where he took an automatic weapon, several other weapons, and mowed down a theater, a midnight showing of Batman back in 2012, and he killed 12 people and injured like another 60. And then just waited outside of the theater for the police to show up. Now, come on, in your heart of hearts, you guys, in your mind of minds, if that were a black man, would he still be standing? I don't think so. You can't just, and then just, yeah, I'm ready, we're ready to go. No. And this is when I am anti-death penalty. I'll give you a couple reasons why. One is that it's pretty barbaric. Eye for an eye, I don't think is a thing that works in this day and age. It has been shown not to be a deterrent because many crimes are crimes of passion, even premeditated crimes. You're not thinking about that. You're not thinking about the punishment. You're thinking about what you want to do. And if you look at the other countries on this planet that still have the death penalty versus the ones that don't, that's a list we don't want to be on, guys. It's about the same as countries that outlawed abortion versus have freedom of choice, freedom of reproductive choice. Yeah, look at the list sometime. Like, we call these countries axis of evil, man. We like North Korea, Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arabia, all these countries that we don't really see as free countries. They have the death penalty, and they do not have reproductive freedom rights for their women. So I would like the death penalty to be gone. But there are times where I'm like, James Holmes, what is the point? Why are we keeping you around? You killed 12 people. I knew, or at least I didn't know the guy, but I had met him. He was a fellow comedian. His name was Caleb Medley, and he got shot in the eye and barely survived. And I don't think he has ever done comedy since. I mean, he's just trying to survive, most likely. But yeah, a lot of people knew people at that theater. Some lost people, some knew people that got hurt, some knew people that were just traumatized by the incident. Anyway, that kind of drifted off of what I wanted to talk about. But like I said earlier, will big sweeping changes be made? We don't know. Barack Obama has offered congratulations. President Biden said maybe this is a step in the right direction. We shall see. I can imagine the police may dig their heels in even further. So will the Blue Lives Matter type of people and the All Lives Matter type of people. I just received an email from work that said, okay, well, now that the verdict is in, we have to kind of be on the lookout for kids acting out. Not so much black kids, white kids that are angry about, black kids. They're talking about the black populace at our school being afraid and telling the staff to be open and listen to them and give them options of who to talk to, whether it's counselors. There are a couple of online sites that they offered in the email. And that's just kind of sad that we actually have some justice in this world, and we got a fear and knee-jerk reaction from the less reasonable people in this world. Anyway, I got about 2 minutes left, so I wanted to bring it back to another 420 issue. So today, my last period of the class, at our school, our periods are 90 minutes each. It's kind of college prep stuff, So we have 4 90-minute periods throughout the day. I was in my last period where I meet a kid who's very high functioning. He has issues with what we call executive function. He just can't get organized. He gets behind, and then he just gives up. So he gets way behind in his classes. And I'm basically there just to poke at him. It's a computer class. It's personal and business finance. He's a great kid. He's a sweet kid. He's such a nice kid. Everybody loves him, but we're just like pulling our hair out. We want to love you more. Just please do work. Even if you get D's, we want you to graduate next year. Just do it. And so I'm in there, and he often shows up late to class. So I get in there, and I love the computer teacher. He's a great guy. He's funny. We joke, and he plays music, and he's my age, and we just get along really well. But so he starts putting stuff on the board. He's like, easy class today, guys. Just basically take some stuff down, then write your opinions on it. It's all about, it was about identity theft. And I was like, okay. So I just start typing, not very well, very slowly. And I take the stuff down, and I just put in a Google Doc, and we're about 30 minutes in, and I'm finishing up, and all of a sudden he comes in, this kid, and he's just like, he's out of breath, and he's freaking out. And I'm like, what's wrong? And he's like, I don't know, Mr. John, I just don't feel good. I goes, your stomach? He's like, no. Is it your head? He's like, not really. I'm like, what's wrong? Is it anxiety? He's like, yeah. I go, what's going on? I go, do you need to go to the bathroom? He's like, I don't know. I go, okay, go out in the hall. I'll be there in a minute. And so I took like 5 minutes to finish up this thing I needed to send him, so he could at least be caught up in the class and maybe get the work done. And I go down to where our office is for the special needs kids, and they have him in the office and they have him kind of quarantined. They shut down the office. So this kid, somebody gave him a pop brownie. That's what happened. Thank you 420 for that. Somebody gave a kid, and like I said, he's not Down syndrome. He's not autism. He's very high functioning, so he's quote unquote normal kid. But somebody gave a special needs kid a pop brownie today on 420. So I'd like to thank that person for that. And this poor kid was freaking out for I don't know how long. So I was just amazed he even got to class to let me know. And then, you know, like I said, he got down to the office, and then I came in after him. I go, does anyone know where he went? And my boss is like, yeah, he's in the office. And we talked about it and just said, oh, yeah, the beauty of 420, guys. So, yeah, so that's how my 420 ends, with some happiness, with some sadness, with some disappointment, with some hope. Hope your day's going well, your day, your night, whatever. Thank you for spending it with me. Thanks for spending an extra minute as we close in on 11. Oh, maybe it's kind of fitting, as it was episode 111. See you guys next time. Thank you for listening. I love you all. See you soon. Bye.